The space station floated in the darkness like a broken tooth. Hana stepped through the airlock and into the main corridor. Her boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. Everything else was silent. Too silent. She checked her scanner again. The screen showed nothing. No movement. No life signs. But 47 people had worked here just 3 days ago. Now they were gone. Hana walked slowly through the empty hallways. The lights flickered above her head. Some were broken. Others swung back and forth like someone had bumped into them recently. She saw overturned chairs in the cafeteria. Food trays scattered across tables. A half-eaten meal still sitting in front of an empty seat. Whatever happened here, it happened fast. She found the first clue near the medical bay. Long scratches ran down the metal wall. Deep scratches. Something with very sharp claws had been here. Hana knelt down and touched the marks. The metal was still slightly warm, fresh, maybe a few hours old. The distress message had been short. Just a few words before it cut off. It hunts perfectly. Cannot see it. Cannot hear it. Evacuating, then nothing. The Galactic Council had sent her alone. They always did this with human soldiers. They used humans as scouts because humans were good at surviving dangerous situations, or maybe because they did not care if humans died. Hana was never sure which reason was true. She stood up and continued walking. Her rifle hung from a strap across her chest. She kept one hand near it but did not raise it yet. No point in aiming at shadows. The briefing had told her about the creature. Its name was Velrathi. It came from a world far away in the outer rim. A death world, they called it. A place where everything was designed to kill. The Velrathi was the top predator there. Nothing hunted it. It hunted everything else the creature could turn invisible. Its skin changed colors and patterns to match whatever was behind it. Perfect camouflage. It could also move without making any sound at all. No footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. It was like a ghost made of teeth and claws. But the worst part was how it tracked prey. Most creatures used eyes or ears or smell. The Velrathi used something else. It could sense the electrical fields that all living things made. Every heartbeat created a tiny pulse of electricity. Every thought in a brain made electrical signals. The Velrathi could follow these like a bloodhound following a scent. You could hide in the dark. You could stay perfectly still. You could hold your breath. None of it mattered. Your own body would give you away. Hana reached an intersection and stopped. 4 hallways stretched out in different directions. She looked at each one carefully. Her eyes saw nothing unusual. Her scanner showed nothing. But something felt wrong. The air pressure had changed slightly. Just a tiny bit. Like something large had moved nearby and pushed the air around. "I know you're there," Hana said out loud. Her voice echoed in the empty hallway. No one answered. Nothing moved. But the feeling did not go away. If anything, it got stronger. Hana had grown up on Earth. Old Earth. Not the clean, safe colonies that most humans lived on now. She had grown up in the wild places. The forests. The mountains. Places where bears and wolves still lived. Her grandmother had taught her to hunt. Had taught her to track. Had taught her the old skills that most humans had forgotten. One of those skills was knowing when something was watching you. Her grandmother had called it the prey sense. Every animal had it. That feeling on the back of your neck. That tightness in your chest. Your body warning you that a predator was near. Most people ignored it now. They lived in safe places where nothing hunted them anymore. They forgot how to listen to that ancient voice. Hana had never forgotten. She turned left and walked down the hallway. Her pace stayed the same, steady, calm. Her heartbeat did not speed up. 60 beats per minute, the same as always. She had trained herself to control it. Fear made your heart race. A racing heart made electrical signals change. If the creature was tracking her by those signals, she would not give it anything to follow except calmness. Behind her, 3 corridors back, something began to move. Hana could not hear it, could not see it, but she knew it was there. The air pressure changed again, very slightly, the way it changed when something large moved through a space. She passed a window and glanced at her reflection in the glass. Her face looked calm, almost bored. Good, let the creature see that. Let it wonder why its prey was not afraid, because Hana had read everything about Velrathi. Every report, every study, every interview with survivors. She had spent 3 years learning about these creatures, not because she expected to meet one, but because she believed in being prepared for everything. Most species in the galaxy fought Velrothi with big weapons. They used bombs. They used lasers from orbit. They treated the creatures like natural disasters, something you could only run from or destroy from a distance. Humans thought differently. Humans had been prey once, long ago. Big cats had hunted early humans. Bears had hunted them. Wolves had hunted them. But humans had learned. They studied the things that hunted them. They learned the patterns, the habits, the weaknesses. And then humans had stopped being prey. Hana knew the Velrothi had weaknesses. Everything did. She just needed to find them. And to find them, she needed to let it hunt her for a while. She needed to observe it, to learn its patterns. This was the dangerous part. She walked past a storage room. The door was open. Inside, she could see supplies scattered on the floor. Someone had grabbed things in a hurry, probably trying to prepare before they ran. It had not helped them. The feeling of being watched grew stronger. Whatever was following her was getting closer, bolder. It probably thought she did not know it was there. It probably thought she was easy prey. Hana almost smiled but kept her face neutral. Let it think that. Let it get confident. Confident predators made mistakes. She continued walking down the long corridor. Emergency lights cast red shadows on the walls. Her footsteps echoed softly. And somewhere behind her, matching her pace exactly, something deadly followed in perfect silence. Hana began counting steps in her head. 1, 2, 3, 4. She was learning its rhythm. Learning how it moved. Every piece of information was useful. Her grandmother had taught her something else too. The most important lesson of all. The most dangerous thing in the forest was not the biggest animal. It was not the fastest. It was not the one with the sharpest teeth. It was the one that refused to give up. The Velrothi had killed on 16 different worlds. It had learned what fear smelled like, what panic looked like. Every species showed fear in similar ways. Hearts beating faster, breathing getting quick and shallow, bodies tensing up, electrical fields going wild with terror. This human showed none of those signs. The creature followed her through the station corridors. It stayed 3 meters back, close enough to strike quickly, far enough to stay invisible. Its camouflage was perfect. Its movements were silent. It had never failed before. But something was wrong. The human walked like she was taking a casual stroll. Her heart beat at exactly the same pace, never faster, never slower. Her breathing stayed calm and even. Her electromagnetic field showed no spikes of fear, no changes at all. The Velrothi had seen prey freeze in terror. That was normal. But this human was not frozen. She was moving with purpose, going somewhere, checking rooms, looking at things, completely ignoring the death that stalked behind her. Maybe she really did not know it was there, but then she spoke. "You're good at this. Really good. But you're making a mistake." The Velrothi stopped moving. Prey did not talk to predators. Prey screamed. Prey cried. Prey begged. But they did not have casual conversations with the thing about to kill them. Hana kept walking. She turned a corner and headed toward the science section of the station. The Velrothi followed, now more curious than hungry. "Let me tell you something about humans," Hana said. Her voice was steady, calm like she was teaching a class. "We're not from a gentle world. Earth didn't make things easy for us." She stopped to examine a computer terminal, tapped a few buttons, checked some data, then continued walking. The Velrothi moved closer, now only 2 meters back. "Early humans were not very strong," Hana continued. "We did not have sharp claws. We did not have big teeth. We were not fast runners. We were not good climbers. We were pretty pathetic, actually." The creature tilted its head. It could sense her electromagnetic field clearly now. Still no fear, just calm steadiness. This was fascinating. "But we had one advantage," Hana said. "We were stubborn. When we hunted something, we did not give up. We followed it for days, weeks sometimes. We chased animals until their hearts exploded from exhaustion. We tracked them across entire continents. We never stopped." She passed through a door into another corridor. The Velrothi flowed through behind her like smoke. "We became the most dangerous predators on Earth," Hana said. "Not because we were the strongest. Because we refused to quit. Because we learned. We studied the things that hunted us. We figured out their patterns, their weaknesses, and then we hunted them back. The Velrathi felt something unfamiliar, a small warning signal in its mind. This prey was acting wrong, talking wrong. Everything about her was wrong. "You've been following me for 7 minutes now," Hana said suddenly. "I've been counting. I know exactly where you are." The creature froze completely. Impossible. Its camouflage was perfect. "You favor your left side when you move," Hana continued. "Old injury, maybe. You pause every 43 seconds. I think that's when you adjust your camouflage. It's not automatic. You have to concentrate on it. And right now you're exactly 8.2 meters behind me." The Velrathi's sensory organs flared wide. How did she know these things? How could she track something invisible and silent? Hana finally stopped walking. She stood in the middle of a long hallway. Emergency lights flickered overhead. Shadows danced on the walls. She did not turn around, did not look back, just stood there. "I'll give you 3 more steps before I turn around," she said quietly. "Choose wisely." The creature had 2 choices. Attack or retreat. Every instinct screamed attack. This was prey. Prey did not give warnings. Prey did not count steps. This human was small, weak, soft. One strike would end her. The Velrathi took 1 step forward. Its claws extended. 6 blades on each hand, sharp enough to cut through metal, sharp enough to cut through anything. 3, Hana said. She still did not turn around. The creature's camouflage rippled, colors flowing across its skin, matching the walls, the floor, the shadows. Perfect invisibility. It had killed larger prey than this human. Stronger prey with armor and weapons and training. It took another step, now close enough to smell her. Humans had a distinct scent. Fear made it stronger, but this human did not smell afraid. She smelled calm, alert, ready. 2, Hana said. The Velrathi's muscles coiled, ready to spring. This would be over in seconds. 1 leap, 1 strike. Then it could feed and move on to the next station. The next world. The next hunting ground. It took the 3rd step. Now within striking distance, close enough to see the individual hairs on the back of her neck. Close enough to hear her heartbeat. Still steady, still 60 beats per minute, still impossibly calm. 1, she whispered. Park Hana turned around. The movement was fast, faster than the Velrathi expected from prey, faster than anything had ever moved while it was hunting them. She spun on 1 foot and dropped into a crouch in the same motion. The creature's strike missed. Its claws hit empty air where her head had been a moment before. Hana rolled forward, under the creature's reaching arms, between its legs. She came up behind it and kept moving. Put 3 meters of distance between them before the Velrathi could even turn around. Now they faced each other. The creature's camouflage failed. Shock made it lose concentration. For the first time, Hana could see it clearly. 4 meters tall, covered in crystalline armor that looked like broken glass. 6 arms, 3 on each side, a head with no eyes but covered in sensor organs that glowed like dying stars. Beautiful in a terrible way. "Here's what you don't understand," Hana said. Her rifle was in her hands now, aimed, steady. "You hunt by instinct. I hunt by choice." She fired 3 times, but not at the creature. At the wall panel above its head. The panel exploded. Sparks flew everywhere. The magnetic containment system for the power conduits failed. Electricity arced through the air. Blue-white lightning jumping from wall to wall. The Velrathi shrieked. Its electromagnetic sensors overloaded. Pain signals flooded its brain. Its camouflage went crazy. Colors flashing. Patterns spinning. It stumbled backward. Hana had already moved again, running down a side corridor. The creature recovered and followed. Now it was angry. Now it wanted to kill her, not just for food but for revenge. The hunt had changed. Prey had become hunter. Hunter had become prey. And for the first time in its long life, the Velrathi felt something new. It felt fear. Lieutenant Kim Day stood in the security office and watched the camera feeds. His hands shook slightly. Not from fear, from amazement. "Sir, you need to see this," he called out. Captain Lee Bora entered the room. She had been checking the rest of the station, making sure it was safe for the extraction team. They had expected to find Commander Park's body. Everyone had expected that. The Velrathi never left survivors, but the commander was not dead. She was hunting. "Play it from the beginning," Bora said. Day rewound the footage. The screen showed Park Hana entering the station 4 hours ago, walking calmly through empty corridors, stopping occasionally to examine things, and talking to empty air, except the air was not empty. When Day adjusted the electromagnetic filters on the cameras, they could see it. A large shape following her, invisible to normal sight but visible on the special sensors. The Velrathi had been stalking her the whole time. She knew, Bora whispered. From the very start, she knew it was there. They watched as Hana led the creature through the station. Every turn she made seemed random. But it was not random. Day pulled up a station map and marked her path. She was leading it through specific areas, places with electrical hazards, places with chemical storage, places with narrow corridors. She's preparing the battlefield, Day said. She's setting up advantages before the fight even starts. Bora leaned closer to the screens. But how does she know where it is? The camouflage is perfect. Watch her breathing, Day pointed. See how it changes slightly every 43 seconds? She's listening. Not with her ears. With her whole body. Feeling changes in air pressure, temperature shifts. Things so small our instruments barely pick them up. On screen, Hana stopped and spoke to the creature. They could hear her words through her comlink. She was telling it about human evolution, about persistence hunting, about refusal to give up. She's teaching it, Bora said with disbelief. She's actually teaching the thing that's trying to kill her. Then came the moment when Hana counted down. 3, 2, 1, the turn. The dodge, the roll, the electrical trap. Both officers flinched when the Velrathi shrieked. The sound was horrible, like metal tearing, like glass breaking, like pain-given voice. The footage continued. Hana ran, the creature chased. But something had changed. The Velrathi was not hunting anymore. It was angry, and anger made creatures sloppy. Day fast-forwarded through the next hour. The pattern repeated. Hana would appear. The creature would attack. She would dodge and trigger another trap. Electrical panels, chemical sprays that disrupted camouflage, pressure doors that slammed shut at exactly the right moment. She studied every system in this station, Day said. She knows what every panel does, what every switch controls. She's turned the whole place into a weapon. They watched as Hana fired her rifle, not at the creature, at the walls around it, at the floor beneath it, creating hazards, making the environment itself dangerous. Most species fight Velrathi with overwhelming force, Bora observed. They bomb them from orbit. They use plasma weapons. They try to destroy them completely because they're afraid. Hana's not afraid, Day said. Look at her heart rate monitor. 60 beats per minute. The entire time. Never changes. On screen, the Velrathi was bleeding now. Not badly, but from a dozen small wounds. Each one carefully placed. Hana was not trying to kill it quickly. She was studying it. Every attack taught her something new. How it moved. How fast it healed. Which areas were vulnerable. This is insane, Bora said. She's treating a combat situation like a science experiment. That's what humans do, Day replied. We turn monsters into data. We catalog them. We understand them. And once we understand something, it stops being scary. The footage showed Hana backing the creature into the cargo bay. The Velrathi was wounded now, confused. It had never been prey before, never been the one being hunted. The experience was new and terrible. She's got it cornered, Bora said. The cargo bay door is open behind it. One good hit and she can knock it out into the atmosphere. The pressure change will kill it. They watched as Hana raised her rifle. Her finger moved to the trigger. The perfect shot. The killing blow, victory, and then she lowered the weapon. What is she doing? Day leaned forward. She has it. She can end this right now. On screen, Park Hana began to speak again, but this time her words were different. Not taunting. Not teaching. Something else. Bora turned up the volume. You don't understand what's happening, do you? Hana was saying to the creature. The Velrathi snarled. Wounded and dangerous, but it did not attack. Something in her voice made it pause. The Galactic Council has classified your species as an irredeemable threat, Hana continued. Know what that means? They're going to exterminate every single one of you. Your whole species. Gone forever. Because you're too good at what you do. Day and Bora looked at each other. This was true. The extermination order had already been approved. 3 battle fleets were preparing to glass the Velrathi homeworld. Turn it into a dead rock where nothing could live. But here's the thing, Hana said on screen. I've been watching you. You don't kill randomly. You hunt when you're hungry. You establish territory and you stay there. You're not a monster. You're just doing what evolution designed you to do. She holstered her rifle completely, put both hands out to show they were empty. What is she doing? Bora demanded. That thing is still deadly. One strike and she's dead. On screen, Hana took a step toward the creature. Then another. Getting closer to the wounded predator, the Velrathi watched her approach. Its sensory organs flickered with confusion. I'm going to help you, Hana said. I'm going to save your species. But you have to trust me. The same way I trusted that you were smart enough to understand language even if you can't speak it. The moment stretched out. Hana stood 3 meters from a wounded apex predator. No weapon drawn. No defense ready. Just standing there. The Velrathi's claws retracted slowly. Its aggressive posture relaxed. It looked at the strange human who had defeated it and then offered mercy. She's making contact, Day whispered. She's actually making peaceful contact with a Velrathi. On screen, the creature turned and limped toward the shuttle at the far end of the cargo bay. Its wound made walking difficult, but it moved with purpose. At the shuttle's entrance, it paused and looked back at Hana. Its sensory organs pulsed once. A color that the cameras could barely register. But the meaning was clear even without translation, acknowledgement, respect, maybe even gratitude. Impossible, Bora said. This is impossible. But they were watching it happen. A human and a Velrathi, predator and prey, ancient enemies, standing together in peace. Day sat back in his chair. We're going to need to rewrite a lot of protocols. The report reached the Galactic Council 3 days later. At first, they did not believe it. Commander Park Hana had not only survived an encounter with a Velrathi, she had captured it alive, and then she had let it go. The council chambers erupted in chaos. This is unacceptable. The Drexian ambassador slammed 3 of his 4 hands on the table. His species had lost 2 colonies to Velrathi attacks. The human violated direct orders. The extermination protocol was clear. She saved a sentient species from genocide, replied Ambassador Kim Tae, the human representative. He was an older man with gray hair and calm eyes that had seen too many wars. That seems acceptable to me. Sentient? The Karathi delegate made a sound like grinding rocks. Velrathi are animals, killing machines. They cannot be reasoned with. Commander Park reasoned with one, Kim Tae said simply. The Yaloth representative spoke next. Her species communicated through telepathy and translator devices. Her words came out mechanical and cold. One success means nothing. The Velrathi have killed thousands across the galaxy. They are too dangerous to live. Kim Tae stood up. He was not a tall man, not impressive physically, but something about him made everyone in the room quiet down. Maybe it was his age. Maybe it was his reputation. Or maybe it was the look in his eyes that said he was done being polite. Let me tell you about Earth, he said. My homeworld. The original human planet. Some of the ambassadors shifted uncomfortably. Earth's reputation had grown in recent years. Not because it was powerful, because it was strange. Humans did things that other species found incomprehensible. Earth had many predators, Kim Tae continued. Tigers, bears, wolves, sharks, crocodiles. All of them killed humans. For thousands of years we were prey to these creatures. We should have exterminated them. It would have been safer, easier, logical. He walked around the table slowly, making eye contact with each ambassador. But we did not kill them all. Know why? Because we learned that predators serve a purpose. They keep ecosystems balanced. They make prey species stronger through natural selection. They are necessary. The universe needs predators. The universe does not need Velrathi, the Drexian ambassador argued. You are wrong, Kim Tae said. You just do not understand them yet. Commander Park spent 3 years studying Velrathi biology. She learned things your scientists never bothered to learn because you were too busy being afraid. He pulled up a hologram. Data began floating in the air above the table. Charts, graphs, analysis. Velrathi only hunt when they need food. They establish territories and defend them, but do not expand aggressively. They avoid areas with large populations. They are not mindless killers.
They are intelligent predators with complex behavioral patterns. This means nothing, the Karathi delegate said.
They are still dangerous. Everything is dangerous, Kim Tae replied. Your species has venomous spines that kill with a single touch. The Yaloth have telepathic abilities that can drive others insane. The Drexians have strength enough to crush most beings with their bare hands. Should we exterminate all of you for being dangerous? Silence fell over the chamber. Commander Park has proposed a solution, Kim Tae continued. A preserve world. A place where Velrathi can live without threatening populated areas. We monitor them. We study them. We learn from them. And in exchange, they get to survive as a species. This is absurd, the Drexian ambassador said, but his voice had less certainty now. Is it? Kim Tae pulled up another image. This one showed Park Hana standing next to the Velrathi. The creature's wounds were bandaged. It was eating something from a container, and it was calm, not aggressive, not hunting, just existing peacefully. The absurd part is that we are so afraid of difference that our first response is always extermination, Kim Tae said quietly. The absurd part is that we have the power to choose mercy, but we choose destruction instead. The Yaloth representative spoke. Even if we agreed to this preserve world idea, what guarantee do we have that the Velrathi will stay there? That they will not hunt? The same guarantee you have with any species, Kim Tae replied. Education, understanding, cooperation. Commander Park is already working with xenobiologists to establish communication protocols. Early results suggest Velrathi intelligence is far higher than we thought. They can learn. They can adapt. They can coexist. Or they can pretend to coexist and then kill us when our guard is down, the Drexian ambassador said. Kim Tae smiled. It was not a happy smile. You know what humans are really good at? Pattern recognition. We can spot deception across species barriers. We read body language, electromagnetic signatures, behavioral patterns. If the Velrathi were planning treachery, we would know. He turned off the hologram and faced the council directly. Here's what will happen, he said. Humanity will establish Sanctuary 7 as a preserve world, with or without council approval. We will relocate Velrathi there. We will study them. We will protect them. And if you send your extermination fleets, you will have to go through us first. The threat hung in the air. Everyone knew humans were relatively new to galactic politics. Their military was small compared to older species. But humans had a reputation. They did not start fights. But they finished them. This is blackmail, the Karathi delegate said. This is conservation, Kim Tae corrected. This is choosing to save a species rather than destroy it. This is doing the right thing even when it is hard, even when it is scary. That is what being civilized means. The vote took 3 hours. When it finished, the preserve world was approved. Barely, by the smallest margin possible. But it was enough. Kim Tae left the chamber and contacted Park Hana immediately. You have your preserve world, he told her. On the other end of the call, Hana smiled. Behind her, through the shuttle window, a planet came into view. Green and blue and beautiful. Empty of sentient civilization, perfect for a new beginning. Thank you, Ambassador, she said. Do not thank me yet, Kim Tae replied. You have to make this work. If the Velrathi kill anyone, the Council will use it as an excuse to exterminate them all. Everything depends on success. I know, Hana said. But I'm good at impossible things. Part 5. The New World. 2 years later, everything had changed. Park Hana stood on a cliff overlooking the preserve. Below her stretched forests and plains, mountains in the distance, rivers cutting through valleys, and scattered across the landscape dozens of Velrathi. They hunted. They established territories. They did all the things their species had evolved to do. But they did it here, in a place designed for them, where they could exist without threatening anyone. Behind Hana, Lieutenant Kim Dae approached. He had stayed to help manage the preserve. Turned out he was good at understanding alien behavior. The Council inspection team arrives tomorrow, he said. Hana nodded. The Galactic Council had been watching the preserve carefully, waiting for failure, waiting for an excuse to say humans were wrong. That mercy was weakness. That extermination had been the right choice all along. Are we ready? Dae asked. We're ready, Hana replied. Below them, a young Velrathi practiced hunting techniques. An older one watched, teaching, showing the proper way to stalk, to strike, to kill efficiently and quickly. But they were hunting native animals, not people. Never people. They have been following the rules, Dae observed. No attempts to leave the preserve. No attacks on the research team. They actually seem to like it here. Why would they not? Hana said, "This is a death world. Like their original home. Dangerous prey, challenging hunts, everything they need, and no one trying to exterminate them." A Velrathi approached the base of the cliff. It looked up at them. Its sensory organs pulsed in a pattern that Hana had learned to recognize. "A greeting, friend." She raised her hand in return. The creature moved on, continuing its patrol of the territory boundary. "That is still weird," Day said. "A friendship between a human and a Velrathi. Why?" Hana asked. "Humans befriend wolves. We befriend bears in sanctuaries. We swim with sharks. We live alongside creatures that could kill us easily. The trick is mutual respect and understanding." "Not everyone shares that view," Day warned. "The Drexian ambassador is still pushing for extermination. He convinced 6 other species to vote with him. If anything goes wrong tomorrow during the inspection, they will use it against us." Hana knew this. The preserve existed in a fragile political balance. One incident, one attack, one death. That was all it would take to tip the scales. "Nothing will go wrong," she said with confidence she did not entirely feel. That night, Hana reviewed the protocols one more time. The inspection team would land at dawn. They would tour the facility, observe the Velrathi from a safe distance, review data on hunting patterns, population numbers, and territorial behavior. Everything had to be perfect. She fell asleep at her desk and dreamed of running through forest with something dangerous chasing behind her. But in the dream, she was not afraid. She was laughing. Dawn came cold and clear. The inspection shuttle landed precisely on time. 6 ambassadors stepped out, Drexian, Karathi, Yaloth, 3 others. All of them looked suspicious. All of them wanted to find failure. "Welcome to Sanctuary 7, Hana said formally. "Thank you for coming." The Drexian ambassador, whose name was Krell, looked around with obvious distaste. "Let us proceed with the inspection." "You don't understand what's happening, do you?" Hana asked the Velrathi. The creature snarled, its crystalline armor cracked and bleeding luminescent fluid. It was cornered, wounded, but still deadly. One good strike could tear her in half. Hana's rifle remained lowered. "Your species has been classified as irredeemable threat by the Galactic Council," she explained as calmly as if she were lecturing cadets. "Know what that means? They'll sterilize your homeworld. Every Velrathi in the galaxy will be hunted down and eliminated. Your entire species erased because you're too good at what you do." The creature's sensory organs flickered, processing this information in whatever way its alien mind worked. "But here's the thing," Hana continued, taking a step forward. The Velrathi flinched back. "I've been studying your attack patterns. You don't kill indiscriminately. You hunt when you're hungry. You establish territory and stay there. You're not a monster. You're an apex predator doing what evolution designed you to do." She holstered her rifle entirely, showing empty hands. Earth had apex predators too. Tigers, bears, sharks. Know what we did? We almost killed them all. But then we learned. We understood that predators aren't evil. They're necessary. They balance ecosystems. They make prey species stronger. We created preserves, sanctuaries, places where they could exist without threatening us. The Velrathi's aggression was fading, replaced by something that might have been curiosity. Or confusion, or hope. "I'm giving you a choice," Hana said. "You can attack me right now. Maybe you'll win. But my team will glass this planet from orbit, and your species becomes a footnote in xenobiology textbooks. Or," she gestured to the open cargo bay doors, where a small shuttle was visible in the distance, its engines already warming up. "Or you let me help you. We establish a preserve world. We ensure your species survives, but you have to trust me. The same way I trusted that you were intelligent enough to understand language even if you can't speak it." The moment stretched. Outside, Kepler 442b's triple suns cast 3 shadows across the cargo bay floor. The Velrathi looked at the human who had defeated it not through superior strength, but through superior understanding. The human who had studied it, predicted it, outmaneuvered it, and then offered it mercy. Slowly, the creature's claws retracted. It walked past Hana, moving toward the shuttle with a limping gait. At the threshold, it paused and turned back. Its sensory organs pulsed once. A color Hana's translator couldn't interpret, but her instincts understood. Acknowledgement, respect, Perhaps even gratitude. Yeah, Hana said softly. You're welcome.